Good morning. It's Wednesday, the 3rd of September 2025. It's midweek already, and it's a bright and beautiful morning in Enugu City. Yes, and I hope you are doing well. You're welcome to High Voltage on Volt 104.3 FM. My name is Odeline. So yesterday, the president he met with some political families of the late President Buhari, and this morning we'll be breaking down some of the things that he said, analyzing his words, and also asking the important questions. The claims that he truly does it truly align with the realities of what the citizens are facing currently? Okay, but before we do that, okay, this is High Voltage News, your weekday news analysis program where we don't just read the newspaper headlines, we analyze, we review and analyze the newspaper headlines, and we talk about issues affecting the citizens, from politics to health to education and other topical stories making rounds in the country. We are live on YouTube, so you can join us this morning on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, High Voltage News. Like, subscribe, comment, and share the video so others can be part of this program. And also, you can call us live into the studio. Join us on the studio by calling our phone lines on 0706 048 5853. Or you can also call us on 0915 570 8347. We would like you to be part of the program. We would like to hear from you and know what you think. Give us your opinion on, from the newspaper headlines to of course, the story that we are going to be talking about this morning. Okay, you're welcome again. My name is Odeline. All right, so this morning we'll be diving in right into the newspaper headlines. Let's see what is going on in the country. Let's see what's happening in this country. We are starting with the Daily Independent newspaper. And on it, we see Nigeria's mid-tier banks under pressure as 2026 deadline nears. The Nigerian mid-tier banks under pressure as 2026 deadline nears. So this is about banks that are facing big stress. That yes, the regulators set a deadline for banks to meet higher capital or other fitness rules by 2026. So most of these banks need to raise money and or merge with others or change their business model just to meet what the federal government meets all these rules. So raising capital can be very hard, like when the profits are very tight and the economy is very uncertain. It's very difficult to raise the capital needed. So if they fail, some banks may be forced to sell or merge or be taken over. Okay, so the outcome could reduce the number of independent banks in Nigeria. Just yesterday or a few days ago, we heard that Union Bank merged with Titan Bank. So we see that a lot of people who are not able to work on what the government wants them, raise the capital, ends up merging with bigger banks just to survive. Okay, so the goal is stronger banks, yes, but the transition can hurt credit to the real economy. All right, so next on it, we see no more borrowing. We've met our revenue targets, says Tinubu. The president says that the country is no longer borrowing, that the country, we've been able to meet our revenue target. Okay, that's going to be part of what we'll be discussing this morning. So we are going to move on to another headline. Tinubu has abandoned North Central to bloodshed. Atiku, the former vice president Atiku Abubakar said that Tinubu has abandoned North Central to bloodshed. And this headline puts political opponents accusing the president of neglecting security in the North Central region. And it is not something, it's not one person, he's not the first person to come out and say something like this. We've Few days ago, we heard from El-Rufai, who allegedly said that the government, they empower bandits, and as a result, it encourages these bandits to operate in so many places, in so many areas in the country. So it's a really bad thing happening in the country. So Tinubu, the president, should do something and not neglect those in the northern states. So many people are being displaced because of this insecurity, because of the killings. So many people are kidnapping, many people are being displaced. So this accusation from the vice president, it's something that needs to be looked into. Are they going to come out to debunk the allegations or not? Okay, so all right, moving on. Tinubu's government infrastructure report misleading and exposes admin, says ADC. So the African Democratic Congress, an opposition party, claims the government's infrastructure report paints a wrong picture. It's painting a wrong. They argue that the report hides the failures or the overstated achievement, is hiding the failures of the government. They tend to give us the reports that the few we need to hear, not really what's happening in the country. So we hear stories of the economy being stabilized, and yet people are going through hardship, people are going through a lot, and we wonder, how is it being stabilized when the prices of things are still higher, are still going up every day? So how is the economy stabilized? That's something we really need to know. We need an explanation, because when you make such statements, it's a very strong statement. You need to explain to the citizens, the everyday Nigerian walking in the streets, explain to them, how is it that some of your statement contradicts to what we are facing in the country? All right. Okay, so still on the Daily Independent, Tinubu reverses recent appointments and reinstates DG NTA. Okay. All right, next on it, convention, PDP governors, leaders talk tough, and there's Wike and others. So we've been in Nigeria to see some of the things that are happening in PDP. Yes, we've seen a lot of fights among the top leaders, between Wike and Makinde, between Wike and other person, and it's mostly Wike causing trouble in PDP. And we wonder, what is he still doing there? Like, if he doesn't want to be a part of the PDP, he should leave. We've seen that he's working for the APC, and yet he's causing division in the party. So the leaders, the governors, they've had enough of this. You are here that with us, you are with us, or you are against us. So we need to know your stand. We need to know where you stand. So you are either in PDP or you are APC. Find your roots, find where you want to belong. So don't work for APC and come and be causing trouble in PDP. So okay, all right. So the internal party, the conditions for the party nationals convention. So is really, they are pushing for unity in the party. There's been a lot of division, so they are pushing for unity. All right. So next on it, we see that Nigeria is committed to security and stability in Gulf of Guinea. Shettima, the Vice President Shettima, says that Nigeria is committed to security and stability in Gulf of Guinea. The Gulf of Guinea is a group of African countries that came together to ensure that there's security in the countries. So it's trying to reaffirm their commitment to this organization, that we are still part of it. We encourage security in every country. Okay, all right. So we expect that with this, there should be, the security in Nigeria should be stable, like very stable and secured. People should be secured. All right. Okay. So moving on the, let's look at another newspaper headline. We see the Punch newspaper. Wike's camp demands ignite fresh PDP feud. Wike's camp demand ignites fresh PDP feud. We've already talked about Wike, and we see a lot of things that is causing in the People's Democratic Party, and it's something that they need to sort out within themselves. All right, so custom intercepts firearms, 4,841 ammunition in Southwest. Customs intercept firearms and 4,841 ammunition in Southwest. All right, so next on it, again, Southwest tops as voter pre-registration. It's 2.5 million. Southwest tops as voter pre-registration. It's 2.5 million. So we've seen that a lot of people are coming out to register for the PVC. And the INEC, they're saying that the more people in Southwest are coming out for this registration. So it's like a challenge to other geopolitical zones to come out and register. And if you've registered and you've not collected, because so many people registered years ago and yet to collect, please, if you've not collected, go ahead and collect and prepare for the 2027 general elections. All right, next on it, tariff war. Respect state electricity regulators, federal government warns DISCOs. So the federal government has told the distribution companies to respect the authority of the state electricity regulators on tariff. We see what's happening in Enugu, how they slashed it from 209 to 160, and it caused a lot of problem between the EDC, ERC. It caused a lot of problem. It led to blackout in some of the parts of Enugu State. So the federal government, they are asking the DISCOs to respect the decisions of the state electricity regulators on tariff. So about who sets this tariff, the power, like there's a lot of power dispute about who is supposed to be setting this tariff amount and all that. So this federal government has clarified it in regulation to respect the decision of the state. Okay, so CNG price, it's 450 naira as federal government withdraws subsidy. Still on the Punch newspaper, CNG price hits 450 naira as federal government withdraws subsidy. So the price of the compressed natural gas, it rose to 450 naira per standard cubic meter after the federal government removed subsidies. So removing subsidy often raises fuel costs and pushes up transport and logistic expenses. And while people are opting for another alternative to petrol, they are using CNG, less expensive, more economical. And then we are seeing headlines that is increasing, is rising. So where are people going to run to? What alternative is the best for transportation? All right, so the transport operators using the CNG, we have to face higher running costs. Thereby, people that are using the transportation, we also have to pay higher. Okay, all right, so this subsidy removal is a tough one, is a very tough one. So there has to be a safety net for low-income people, so it can reduce the pain that people are facing in Nigeria. Next on the Punch newspaper, National Assembly cautions WAEC on planned CBT rollout. So the WAEC, they've resorted to be using CBT instead of paper. They're now using computer to write. They're going to be using computer to write WAEC. So the lawmakers, they worry that infrastructures like in access in rural areas, in places where there's not enough, because when you go to different secondary schools, you have hundreds of people who write, thousands, millions of people write WAEC on a yearly basis. So how are you going to be able to fund this? How do you ensure that they have all the necessary equipment needed for this to work out? So the lawmakers are worried. Some people are worried that this decision might affect those in the rural areas, and they should consider and ensure that there's proper planning before the next WAEC. Okay, so 3 Lagos laborers found dead in makeshift apartment. All right, next on it, Atiku slams federal government as bandits sack Kwara village. Atiku slams federal government as bandits sack Kwara village. All right, so that's what we have for the Punch newspaper. And moving on, we have the Daily Times. PDP leaders talk tough, says no one can stop national convention. So not one person, nobody has the right to stop the decision of a whole party. One person does not have such rights. All right, court remands 24-year-old over attempted murder and arson. Court remands 24-year-old over attempted murder. And on it again, we have Tinubu hails Buhari's legacy, reassures allies on economic stability and national recovery. Okay, so still on the Daily Times, we have NCAA 6 EFCC's assistance in tackling aviation fraud. The NCAA 6 EFCC's assistance in tackling aviation fraud. Okay, all right. So FCTA moves to reclaim River Park estate lands, declares developers trespassers. So the next one we'll be looking at is the Guardian newspaper. The Guardian newspaper, Tinubu Palace CPC Group says revenue target met amid data gaps. And then on it, enough is enough. PDP government tells Wike dismiss threat to abort convention. So APC accuses Tinubu of nepotism as Atiku decries rising insecurity. ADC accuses Tinubu of nepotism as Atiku decries rising insecurity. Okay, next on it, we have CVR Osun State maintains lead with 474,372 as INEC registers 2.5 million in 2 weeks. And federal government lists 91 public firms for privatization. And lastly, we are going to be still on the Guardian newspaper. Let's take one more. Court voice mandatory 15-year service requirement for soldiers. So they are saying for the soldiers, if you decide to retire, if you decide to quit, you are free to. You don't have to stay up to 15 years before leaving. You don't have to stay. So you can serve, and when you are tired, you can tender your resignation and leave the force. All right, so that's what we have on the newspaper this morning. And remember that if you have anything, any opinion on what we've read so far, you can call into the studio. And also subscribe to our YouTube channel on High Voltage News. Like, comment, and share the video for others to be part of this. Okay, so you can call us on 0706 048 5853. Alternatively, 0915 570 8347. And yes, we are done with the newspaper headline. We are moving straight to what we have for today, another story that we have for this morning. Okay, so yesterday, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he addressed the political families of late President Muhammadu Buhari. And the president reflected on the early political alliance with Buhari, emphasizing mutual respect and dedication to a progressive government. So this morning, I want us to look at some of the statements he made and analyze them, and also know if he's aligning to what we are facing in the country. Yes, we need to don't just come out and make statement. We need to be sure that this thing is really working. Is it just read on paper, or is it working in our various lives? Okay, so some of the statements that the president made yesterday, he said in his words, I have met my revenue target for the year. Through non-oil sectors, I met the target in August. I have no fear of what Trump is doing on the other side. Let me go back. Let me take it again. The president yesterday, addressing the political family of late President Muhammadu Buhari, he said, I have met my revenue target for the year. Through non-oil sectors, I met the target in August. I have no fear of what Trump is doing on the other side. So when Tinubu says he's talking about money, the federal government plans to collect and in 2025 to run the government. So this money comes from two sources. It either comes from the oil sector or the non-oil sector. But from his statement, the money came from the non-oil sector. And what are we talking about? What is the non-oil sector? Is the VAT, the VAT, the company tax, the custom duties, the excise tax, and fees from government services. So these are the places where the revenue came from, the money for the revenue, it met the revenue target. These are the places where it came from. So what the president is saying is that the government has already collected enough money by August to match with what was budgeted for the whole of 2025. So that means Nigeria is rich. We already have money. We have enough. Okay, so we have enough. So for years, Nigeria depended on mostly oil to fund its budget. But this year is different. It's different because the danger of all this oil thing is that if oil prices fall, Nigeria is in trouble. Yes. So what Tinubu is highlighting is that this time the money came from non-oil sources, so mainly tax and custom collection. So it really shows an effort to diversify government income. There's something else he said. He talked about that he doesn't have any fear of what Trump is doing on the other side. And we are wondering, what do you mean by you don't have any fear of what Trump is doing on the other side? What is Trump doing? We need to understand. So here the president is referring to the US President Donald Trump trade policies, where that Trump has been imposing tariffs and some measures that can shake global trade. So normally such moves can affect countries like Nigeria, yes, indirectly. So, and also reducing export opportunities or making imports costlier. So because Tinubu says that we are collecting enough at home, we are less vulnerable to external shocks like Trump's policies. And so in summary, Tinubu is claiming victory on revenue, that Nigeria has finally hit its 2025 collection target, and mostly through the taxes that is being paid through so in theory, it has reduced borrowing, and also it has given the country a bit more confidence against global shocks. And that is a very commendable one. Yes, although we have some comments on social media from the citizens on this, we have some comments which we are going to be reading. But before we go over them, we have to look at some of the statements that the president also made yesterday. So moving on, the president also highlighted economic achievements. He declared the stabilization of the Nigerian economy, with exchange rates improving from 1,900 naira to $1 to 1,450 naira now. So in his words, he said, the economy is stabilized. Nobody is trading a piece of paper for an exchange rate anymore. When I took over, it was 1,900 naira to $1. It is 1,450 naira now. Rates has been stabilizing. That's the words of the president, and he promised continuous efforts to create jobs through exports, import, and industrial growth. So we see that the president said that the economy is stabilized. And we are asking you this morning, is the economy stabilized in your area? Do you believe what he said? Or do we have to wait a bit longer? Do we have to wait years before we see the effects of what is the statement of the president, the statement that he made? Because in his word, and so many people have also come out to say that the economy is stable. And then we are looking at the food we are buying. We don't see any stability. It's not reducing, it's going up. So had it been it's reducing, we'll have said, okay, maybe the economy is stable. but then there's an increase in fuel prices, in the food, there's an increase every day, and the people are affected. So we really need to analyze this. I'm asking you, this thing that the president said, that the economy is stabilized, that the rates have been stabilizing now, is it true? And he said when he took over, that the naira to dollar was 1,900 naira to a dollar, and currently it's 1,450 naira. Although what we read today from the news, the dollar to naira rate today is not really 1,450 naira. No, it's around 1,526 naira. So the assumption from the president yesterday was wrong, because the naira to dollar to naira is not yet 1,450 naira. So we are looking at this statement made by the governor, by the president, and we are asking you to call in and tell us what you think about it. Maybe at where you are currently, things are working right. Maybe things are being stabilized in your sector, in the agricultural sector, in the education sector, in the financial sector. Maybe you know more, and you want to put in, chip in your words. So let's look at some of the things that citizens are saying on social media, because they reacted to this statement by the president. They had to react. Of course they have to react, because so many things are not as it seems to be. Okay, so on X yesterday, someone said, "Mr. President, so you met your non-oil revenue target in August. Wonderful. Except Nigerians are not living inside your spreadsheets. Markets are still brutal. Inflation is biting. Debt servicing is gulping over 90% of revenues, and investors are fleeing. Meeting a target on paper doesn't change the fact that families are skipping meals. As for Trump, Nigerians don't eat geopolitics for breakfast. We eat garri." And that's the truth, we eat garri. If we can afford it, stop chest thumping and start fixing the disconnect between your glossy revenue claims and the harsh reality in the streets. This was one of the comments made in X yesterday. And let's look at another one that says, "You met your revenue target through non-oil sectors, with the nation thrown into abject poverty. You have collected that money directly or indirectly from struggling citizens." So people are not happy about the old statement. Yes, you met your revenue target from collecting tax, from all the VAT, the charges from the banks. You make a little transfer, they are collecting money from your account because of the small money you send to someone. You send 10,000, they collect 50 naira. And also deduct some charges from your bank. So these are the things that made up the money that met the revenue target. So it's just like you are collecting from the people to spend, and you are proud of it. Okay, so but the people are not happy about it. And lastly, we are going to look at another comment on social media. It says, "Target to drain the unemployed Nigerians with unnecessary tasks, an increment on several commodities." Where's the target revenue going to? No subsidy on several items and high tasking on citizens. Nothing to show for it. So these are the comments from some of the citizens in Nigeria. They are not happy. Nothing the president said yesterday made them happy. Like, with what we are facing in the country, is not enough for the president to come and tell us that the economy is stabilized, that you met the target, the revenue target, and you are not afraid of what Trump is going to do, any policy is going to put up there. You are not afraid because you are generating enough from within the country, from the citizens. You're generating enough from the citizens. So we've heard the banks the target that was given to the bank, that most of them might not be able to meet up in 2026, especially banks that are still coming up, the smaller banks, they might not be able to meet up because the revenues they are collecting from them is very high, and it's affecting everyone, it's affecting every sector. It's affecting, we see the tax bill that has been imposed on the oil sector, and that is going to start next year in 2026. We see what's going to, and people are already reviewing it, that it's going to affect the increase in fuel prices. So we see that all most of the reforms that the president is doing is affecting the citizens negatively. We want to see the positive effect of these reforms that the president is doing. We want to see the positive effects. And so, yes, our phone lines are open. Call in and tell us what you think on 0706 048 5853. Or you can call us on 0915 570 8347. Let's know what you think about all this, what the president said, what the citizens are saying. Are they wrong to have said things like that? Okay, we'd like to know from you this morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, you are welcome. Please, your name and your location.
I am Pastor Jimbo speaking from one day.
Okay, please go ahead.
I am taking time to listen to all your analysis on what the president said. He's in the office saying something. I don't know if his lieutenants are giving him this statistics. All that he said, nothing is the truth. We are the people on ground. We are the citizens. We are the people that go to the common man's market to buy goods. We are the people that buy fuel.
Yes.
We are the people that pay taxes. We are on ground. We are the people that go for dollar exchange. Where did he get the statistics? It's an error. And saying that he has collected all his revenue, what Trump is saying, it does not matter. It's a lie. So what I'm saying is that nothing that he has said that is common or that is meaningful. APC government is not doing well in the federal. I'm telling you.
Okay.
They are not doing well. You need to look at, you need to come down and look at what the formalities are passing.
Yeah.
For the past 2 years, things have not changed. People are suffering. Are we talking of the economy? Are we talking of the fuel? Which way Nigeria?
A lot is going wrong.
New agenda. What is the new agenda? My prayer is that Nigerians will rise up to their responsibility and vote out APC. And praying that God will give us a man that will come to save us. The fire is very hot. God bless you.
Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you for calling into the studio. And remember, you too, also, you can call in on 0706 048 5853 and let us know what you think. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, please do well to call back. We cannot hear you. All right, so the last caller is saying that what the president said is not the truth. It's not aligning to what we are facing in the country. It's not really like making sense to the ordinary Nigerian out there, because when you said the naira is stabilized, we are not seeing it in our daily lives. So that's the issue this morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. You're welcome. Please, your name and your location.
My name is Callistus. I'm calling from Enugu.
Yeah, you're welcome. Please go ahead.
Listening to your analysis.
Okay.
And I see what President said. Yesterday, I was listening to these channels, and somebody saying over there that President said that he's in prison, that he don't know what is going on in the country and their life. The issue of this country is the generation to generation. What is happening to this country, I don't think that is going to solve by one man. Okay. It's a spiritual something. When President Buhari, late Buhari, leave office, he said that Nigeria are going to miss him. And it's like Nigeria
is missing him.
And doing the same thing. And this man will still say his own. Tinubu will still say his own. When he leave office, that Nigeria are going to miss him. And they will miss him also. The problem of Nigeria is spiritual. And the better Nigeria start doing things and know whether I'm going to bring these people out of what they are in. Any government that comes in, they will promise 7 and 8. But when they comes in, they look for that their pocket. And they will look where they're going to get revenue to make their pocket so big.
Not minding how the citizens feel about
They
it.
don't even care for you and I. They don't care for you and I. They only mind only themselves and their family and their colleagues. They don't care for you. They don't even know that you exist. And if you talk too much, you know what's going to happen. So the citizen is tired of this country. We are tired. In terms of food that he's saying that he meet $1 at 19, is capital lie.
Okay.
He made dollar at 650 naira. That is when he made dollar.
Okay.
And he increased, he flowed naira and increased fuel. Before everything now is escalated to this way.
Yes.
He made dollar at 650 naira. Now dollar is up to 5 plus. I don't know where he gets this statistics of 450. Even this import duty they are doing, that is where the problem is. He moved with the naira, what the naira is cost at the moment. How are you going to do that? When somebody will import something at 200 naira and you pay revenue at 1,000 naira, it didn't make sense.
Yeah, it's not making sense.
It didn't make sense. How can you do such a thing? And you are telling me that you are a country. If you go to Britain, the food there, government is subsidizing it. It's penny, I don't know, it's very cheap. Where they're having problem in their tax is they have problem in terms of housing. When you don't want to live big, you have 2 cars, you pay tax, other things.
Okay.
But in terms of food, they subsidize food. Why government will not subsidize food for their citizens? You have removed fuel subsidy. Push it to food, subsidize food to citizens so that citizens will be happy with you. Because when the food is cheap, even the other things are high. At least it's when you want to get those things, you now know that you are going for this.
But now it looks like everything is very high.
Yes, when you're going to other things, you know that this you're going for. But all those food and medicine supposed to be as cheap as. And he said that things quite alright, things are still going down the way you said. But it's the one that make it up. Because I know how much we have been buying gari and the beans and other things. He took it to where he put it to. Fear, 12,000. Beans 8,000. Gari 3,000 something. But now, quite alright, he's coming down. But he's the one that took it up. And he need to bring it down at where he get it where he went off.
Where he saw it,
so
okay.
The problem of Nigeria is not something that we're saying till don't come. It's a spiritual something. The leaders are passing ball. There is like a ball, a football team. You pass it to me, I do what I want to do with the ball. Then when I'm done with the ball playing, then I pass it
hand
to
over to another person.
That is what they are doing in Nigeria. They don't care for you. They don't even know what Nigerians are. Get the vote. They can do anything to get that result. And when they get it, they started doing the passing. You pass me, I pass you. You pass this person, I pass it. That's what they are doing in Nigeria. Forget about ADC. Forget about PDP. Forget about APC. All those things, they are the same. All they are looking is just where to. I don't know, is it a tsunami? They want to finish this country. And when the country is down, everybody will run away.
And we hope it doesn't happen. We hope they don't finish the country.
Because I'm telling you the truth, what they are doing here is you can't see it anywhere in Indian African country. And you see uprising will go on. But Nigerians, I don't know, they are saying the happiest people in the world. I see that is the truth. Because there is no way a poor masses will be suffering to do things. Average people will be suffering to do things. The only people that is comfortable are those people in government. That's the one that is comfortable. They can able to do anything they want because the money is free. If you enter government today, if you enter government, under 1 year, you build up to a state because money is there. That is where the money is now. But I'm a proud of Enugu State, Governor Mba.
Okay. Yeah, the governor is doing well.
Give him thumbs up for that. He's doing wonderful well. But I want him to address something. This boss of a thing, that car they are selling, that is why people are not buying. You need to be free. When you get that car,
the CNG buses.
Yeah, the CNG buses, the card they are doing, they need to get that make that card free. So when the people will get the card, you load money on it. But when you are selling it, you scare people away from
how much are they
the
buying
buses.
it? How much are they getting it for?
They are getting the 500 naira. That car is supposed to be free.
Okay.
So that's where the problem is. That is why you see some people are still going. Suppose you collect 300 naira, you could buy card and also enter 300 naira. So that's where they are getting it wrong. If they can able to make that card free, it's going to help the masses. I'm giving, I told him to continue what he's doing. He's doing well in Enugu State and don't.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. That was a long talk and he made some very good statements. All right. You can also call in on 0706 048 5853 or you can call us 0915 570-8347 and do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel on High Voltage News. Like, comment and share the video for others to know what is happening. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. This is Marco calling from Transeco.
You are welcome. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I want to comment on the issue of the president talking about the stability of the economy.
Okay.
And then the issue of registers on the pathway. You know, when I listen to all these diplomatic statements and headlines, it baffles me. First of all, you know how the elections of 2023 went, and the issue of the controversies about the paper machine uploading the results, that if the transparency more to some extent anyway. So my problem is the problem, not the problem in power. We the citizens are the problem. Number one, how do I need? Also, you went to cast your votes, and in the history of Nigeria, you and I know that there's never a time where people came out in in a large number to cast their votes.
Yes.
Like 2023. Many people come, and of course, we all know the winner. Let me not go there. I'm just trying to be civil to the level actually, yes. Okay. So now, the result of nobody questioned the outcome. Everything does that up like that. And now we are in 2025. Barely 3 years of their tenure. Nothing is working. The economy is stagnant. In fact, everything is reflective. And we are talking about 2027. We've not even questioned the results of 2023. See, until we go back to the drawing board, we have to put it in order. What about the electoral officials, the electoral, what we call it, the antibody? We have to go to the way to close the life. And to so that those in power recycle the same people, and they are the ones who control their antibody. Nothing will work out. Like the same thing we talked on lamenting, just like what our brother said that it's my son. And then when the person who's office, we start saying that he's missing. What are we missing? First of all, we are talking about the poor masses. Who are the poor masses? Nobody is a poor man, is a poor person in any country. So long as you have your response, it's not very difficult to publish every other person by criminality. That is what makes you. We are saying the poor masses, the poor masses. We are not poor. It is clear intentional establishment by the political elite, as they call them anyway. So we have to first of all go back to the drawing board.
Okay.
Let us resolve the data. There's something like election in this. So then for my brother to do what is going let me go on the president about he improved the economy by reducing 1,900 equivalent to 1,450, which is a pleasant fly anyway.
Okay.
Why your naira is dollar? It's now common in Nigeria that we always raise people to be rich by dollar. The foreign currency. That's not to work on own naira. So you see all these things that are coming out of this. I don't even let me tell you, especially until we come back, everybody should come back and let us on the round table and discuss whether we are going to move forward as this is not a nation. We are not homogeneous in any way. We don't see any common values. We just, I don't call it a nation because it is a logical part of the nation. It is a meant to have a nation by our own. So once we come back, all the people of different nations will come back to cast their votes based on record to know whether we are. It is a democratic process for me. So until we do that, I don't think that this country has a this election and all this recycled then cannot happen. If I don't know, not happen. An elected just like you. You remove him and put an administrator. I don't understand. Not as better head and people are just clapping, watching, and let us continue to play. France is not playing to play their way out. Now read about the French Revolution, and then the Russian Revolution in Britain. All of them, they keep up by revolution. That's the same. Revolution doesn't mean you must carry arms. No. The revolution could be an ideological revolution, intellectual revolution, or even arms revolution because that. So once we go back to the drawing board, everybody should sit down and rethink.
Okay.
And say, let's whether we be together or not. Otherwise, we will have just by Martin and that is the way out. So for me, the referendum is the option.
Okay, sorry, we lost that call. All right, so that was he has already made his point, yes, and we are calling on the federal government to do something about what's going on in Nigeria. Like when you make a statement, it should align to what the citizens are facing. Unfortunately, we will not be able to take another call this morning. So because of the time, we're already fast spent. So you can join us again tomorrow by 9 as we deliberate on other issues affecting us as citizens of Nigeria. So this is where we wrap it up this morning on High Voltage, right here on Volt 104.3 FM. You know, the real question remains that do these claims, that's what we need to keep asking ourselves. Does it really match the reality in your market, in your pocket, and in your daily life as a Nigerian? So as always, we'll keep asking that question. So thank you for being part of this program. Thank you for being part of High Voltage. Thank you for staying with us this morning. And if you missed any part of the show, you can get the replay on our YouTube channel on High Voltage News. So don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and join the community. So join us again tomorrow by 9 a.m. with more headlines, more analysis, and of course, more of your voices. Till then, stay safe, stay strong, and keep your voltage high. I am Odili. Thank you for listening.
And welcome to Volt 104.3 FM, where music meets the voltage. Take a break and enjoy the show. Sports.
Now Alex Iwobi gets the ball out to the left-hand side. The delivery comes in. Oh, it's a goal! That's a goal!
Entertainment.